Hello. We're gonna stream today. Because I want to practice Saint. I was looking at my previous GDQ submissions. Man, I'm really happy with them, actually. I really like them. The Saint and the Rivulet one. Very good. I should have put those on my main channel, but sometimes I question how much people want to see that. I mean, on YouTube is what I mean. I still have done nothing to the Twitch integration video. At least from last time I worked on it. My VC face still cannot pick up my microphone. Don't ask me why. I think it has something to do with the voice meter taking everything. Yes, hello, Drecky. Hello. How much have you seen of Saint? I'm just remembering. So I don't remember if you actually went through a lot of the more Slugcat stuff. You've been okay. For some reason I was like, wait a minute, didn't you just do 100% for like ever and not beat the rest of it? Hmm. Haven't played as Monk. You gotta give Moon the cape as Monk. This is the only way. I was still playing through the other campaigns. That's what I thought was pretty funny. So I was like, did Dreki actually finish? I don't remember. There's a lot of people I just don't remember how far they've gotten in video game. Started doing arena challenges now. Cool. I like them a lot. It's really good for like wanting to play Rainworld, but not want to play it for a really long time. Just by them. Are you playing the one where you can't hurt anything and you gotta eat bat flies? Or what are you doing? Problems only solved by skugging. Just like in real life. These are how problems are solved. Hello, Angalata. The one where you have to kill the Squid Kid as Rock as Saint, the stun is really, really annoying. After you play that one a bit, you get used to it. I will say. Also, yes. Maybe this isn't relevant for you guys here. In my Discord, we're setting up Left 4 Dead again. So next Saturday, we're doing Left 4 Dead at 5:30 p.m. Oh, it is relevant for you, Val. We're doing it next Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Left 4 Dead thing. Hello. Welcome. I don't normally stream on Saturday. And usually I start at 7, not 8. Water time, okay. Hello, Cyrilith. Cyrilith is also going to be doing on the Rain World event stream channel. We're going to be hosting a run by Cyrilith, and I already forget your friend's name. So that'll be happening. Also, Nano streamed today. They might still be streaming. I am unsure. I'm very happy to see them streaming again. Oh yes, I get to try the thing. Oh, give me a second. Yes. Let's see if this works. It'll not make sense to any of you, but it makes sense to me. Give me a second. Leap motion on chest. What? Why it backwards though? Alright, I bought a new necklace collar thing. It's one you use for GoPros to hold my hand tracking. And it is very nice. It's still backwards. What's happening? Maybe it's... Oh, I have the thing upside down, probably. Yeah, I do. I'll get this out. Hello, Astronics. Hello. What do you use for hand trapping? The older leap motion. Hello, Shrub, as well. Hello. I just flip this so it's not backwards. So I got the older leap motion. I have a 3D printed holder for it, and the 3D printed holder is being held by like a gummy necklace that's for GoPros. There we go. Much better. Shrub moment. Played Saint for the second time today was fun. That's good. I find Saint very nice in a speedrun. I don't think it's that great otherwise, outside of a first playthrough. The option there for tech. It's the most common thing I've come across. I don't really see anything else, and the other things are like extreme level full body tracking. Kind of figuring things out. There are apparently, don't remember which one it is. There's a hand tracking program. There's a hand and face tracking program that just works off of camera, which is questionable. It's nice to know where I'm going in Silent Construct. Yeah, it's actually quite small once you start doing it. Yes, we're gonna do Insight today. I was gonna say something else. I don't know. I don't know how you do stuff like that for 2D. The extent of hand tracking I've seen on 2D is kind of fake hand tracking, where it's like it does the hand on the tablet that Fahrenheit has, which I love that. And then there's the one where if you press a button on a controller, it simulates the pressing the button on a controller with hands in front of the model as well. That one's kind of cool. There was another one. Well, the other ones are kind of just like you press a button and it does a hand wave animation. And then it just goes back. It doesn't do anything else. Really cute Pokemon with a lot of that. Feel like I might remember that, but I'm not sure. I started to see someone stream with Scavenger one, but I haven't been able to actually watch them. Hepamaz used to do some funny things in the past, where they would have their Slugcat model in the corner. It was a 2D one as well, and they just were figuring out live 2 because they wanted to. And they had a stretchy arm that just pointed to where their mouse was. So they basically had a laser pointer arm coming from their body to where they were looking. Oh, Squidshoo's streaming right now. They're doing Rainbow too. I wonder what they're doing. Oh, I have dev commentary on. The recent Slugcat VTuber I was watching was Hellborn Skaven, I believe their name is. They only stream once a week, which I think I missed them yesterday, because they only stream Saturdays, I believe. Hello, Regon. Observe Saint. I forget if you did Saint. I feel like you did all of them, right? Yeah, you have done all of them. I forget if your run or Finadai's run is faster. I should drop down. Everywhere. Okay. Recently, but yes, I haven't looked at those yet because you got the next one to approve is your more Slugcats one, so we're taking a little moment on that. All pounces. Lizards simply aren't there. A lizard isn't real. Congratulations, what did you snag? I already forget what we're talking about. Unless you're asking about a time. There's a thing there! I think that's the joke one where it's like, we used to not pause time in these little orb things that talk to you, and it would just kill you because a lizard would come by, or we would drop you off an edge like we are right now. I'm not doing this that well. It's really hard not to accidentally tongue something. Server announcement. Oh yeah, I've yet to really do any of the challenges. Oh yes. And what do you I guess the other question is, what do you think about Saint story versus any percent, where literally it's just if you kill them or not? I submitted to Indie-thon again. I've submitted only Saint story because last one was Rivulet. I don't want to do an older run. So we'll see how that goes. Indie-thon's another speedrun marathon. It's one I've been a part of many times. Big fans of them. Wish any percent was story. Well, we need to have a distinction between both. Unless someone can find a way in, we'd probably still have it be story anyway, to destroy both of them. Because it is a major thing. I don't want to go up. Need to remember to get a rock in farm arrays. That was okay. Makes it less visible. I believe it's not miscellaneous anymore. I should have changed it. Yeah, that's not the case anymore. It's last listed, but it's there now. Because a lot of people were submitting any percent. I was like, we'll just put it up there. I didn't want any percent to be main listed before because I didn't want people to all flock to any percent like they did in the past. A very green saint. Not everyone notices that. Oh, I always forget that block is there. But I like a very green saint. Because it makes people be like, what? Is that right? And I get to tell how cold I am better. Well. No yeek? People take yeek here? I have not seen that. It's faster to just go straight left here instead of through the water. I guess that would make sense. Green bean. Well, we're going through the water anyway. Even though there's mildly a chance of freezing to death. Why can't water be warm? Drainage was for warm water. No. That was pretty good. Unfortunately, I'd rather fall like this so I can get past the stuff. There's a vulture. I'll do the... So you don't need any item in your stomach anymore then if you take a yeek. Would you take anything specific? I'm not sure if anything matters. Unless you just want a lantern. Rare fraction, so... Does that fit in your stomach? Suspiciously rare fraction shaped saint. The bomb, yes, the bomb does fit in your stomach. But the not bomb rivulet one does not. However, I don't know if... Mixing them up. They're both rare fraction cells, Dreki. In case you didn't know. Just the bomb is a broken one. But it's not necessarily... That makes sense. Okay. I like that. I like that routing more. Do you still save in this shelter, or do you save in one of the on the way ones? I guess it would still be this one, I don't know what I'm saying. I get the eek for this section. I would assume you go towards the scav toll, get a yeek, and then go back. Why? It's probably Saint exclusive. I don't remember that one. It's weird, because I don't remember seeing a run taking a yeek like this. On that first part. Gracefully through the air. This part's still annoying. If you could not save in the same place just to not have potential spiders blocking pipes, that would be great. Could bring a spore puff. Flashbang. Flashbang doesn't kill the spitters. But I get it. I hope that didn't hit me. It did hit me. He grabbed the yeek? No, he grabbed me. This from Anim sub. You still want the yeek in your hands, though. I can't get the echo now, can I? Okay, why don't we restart and do your way, then? I love wolf spiders. Go into arena and do a bunch of wolf spiders, then just stand there and don't move. They can't get you. Why? But the spitters, though. A lot of people seem to hate the spitters. That's just because Saint. Really, the spider's only problem here because the pipes are a problem. You have to go through one pipe. Definitely surprised me. Why is wolf spider green? It's also very large. Best thing about green spider, you literally don't have to interact with it. Didn't exist for Survivor 2. Are you talking about that specific room that we were just in? Also, I like how it counts us as eating the karma flower, despite the karma flower still being there. Those pole plants literally never kill anyone, but it is probably the most annoying thing. Oh. Might also be there for getting... I need to go down. That not hit them. That's fine. They killed me. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Low experience load. Water time. Okay. Hello. Hope you're doing well. What? That's not what I wanted, but okay. I did not expect to get that platform. Time you gonna deer skip or and fly instead of using deer. I don't think it really matters. I would assume that, well, you're eating popcorn afterwards, right? I don't know, just that anytime you have to deal with starving and taking squid cicadas through pipes, you're probably having a really, really bad time. Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't get the other echo. I don't know what I'm thinking. Ready to the warp out of the farmer raise? Yeah, but you're going through that room. Where are you going to get to that echo? I thought you were going through the room with the spiders and the pole plants coming to the ceiling. Taking the squid cicada while starving through that whole section is probably terrible. So you're taking the sub echo from the from the, I want to say suburban, that's not suburban, from the outskirts side farmer raised shelter is what I'm getting from this. Is it not the most difficult thing to get the squid cicada through one wide pipes while starving? That is my suggestion to you. I just like this run that I'm doing right now a lot, because you just kind of are doing things so quickly. Immediate echo. Yeah, say butts as long, medium-ish cycle I can do consistently. I don't know what you're trying to say here. I'm trying to save you time. Also, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in Saint Run. It's mostly that beginning part. Although we come back to this save 3 times because it's 1, 2, 3. And we're going to Farmerays. Didn't get that rock. Oh. Hello. How's it going? Hello, Ice Toblerone. Thank you for the raid. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Tuck Mage. Hello, everyone from Ice Toblerone stream. 1. We're gonna pause the game here. 1. If you haven't seen this game and want to play it, I would recommend not getting spoiled on Saint. I'm playing Saint, so don't do that. Scurry raid, people. Cool. I saw Scurry was doing Gourmand stuff, so that's really cool. Gourmand, they made their own bingo sheet. That's cool. Ice to Ice communication. Hello, Gayer Dryad as well, and Sularan. Hello. Ice Fever, thank you. I've made this one as well as all the other Kibble. All the other base slug cats, which I have for sale as well. But I'm Ice37. I've done speedruns of this games for a long time, as well as Ice-Tuberones. And I also do 3D modeling. That's why I'm doing this. But I'm making a new base model for VR chat for someone. And that's what I'll be doing through next week. But we're practicing this because as Ice-Tuberone said, I've submitted Saint to Indie-thon. So we're practicing that run because I want to be doing good with it. And then Regon just reminded me of the better route that I should be doing. So we're doing that. So we're just trying to chill now. And hello Wild as well. It's nice to see a lot of people playing Rainwold right now. Your avatar was adorable, thank you. So if you notice on my emotes, at least a lot of the sub ones has my character. And this is the Slugcat version. I want to go back to my non-Slugcat version again for 3D modeling things. But I want to change programs to have a different one. From a different throwable program. Because in the channel points rewards, you can throw things at the model. I want to use a different program for that. Also, yes. Another thing is the program right now, it doesn't pick up my microphone, so the mouth won't change unless the camera picks up mouth movement. So it's a little messed up right now. It happens sometimes and then it fixes itself and I don't know why. So I just don't care anymore. Although I should figure out why it's doing that. I think it's because Voice Meter Banana is taking all of the input from my microphone and then the program just can't find it for some reason. You gonna go to bed? Alright. Go rest. Thank you for the raid, Ice Tobruns. I hope you have a good rest of your night. And I don't know how interested you are. I'm surprised that didn't hit that. I should have held right instead of up. I don't know how interested you are in the Left 4 Dead thing. We were thinking Ice Tobruns. Although we might have a lot of people. Don't know yet. Good to figure out Left 4 Dead. We're probably gonna have a lot of people, more than they eat. So, we'll see what happens. Second Echo, we're going to farm race now. Happy to let us pay. It'd be funny if we get 16, so it's 2 groups, but I don't know. There'll be a lot of new people. Alright, let's not talk about that right now. Talk about Saint now. So the new routing that Regon has reminded me of is we're going to be using a yeek from the start of farm arrays instead of... I didn't eat this second berry. Instead of only at the end. Surprised that grabbed. The lounger. Why vulture like this? What's he doing? Alright, so we're gonna be going down, and then we're gonna be going to the right. We're gonna get a yeek in this room, and then we're gonna go back. And we'll go to the left as we normally do. Instead of going into the water, we're gonna just jump through everything up top. Which I might just die to the worm grass, but we'll see what happens. I'm not entirely used to jumping through them. The thick grass. Stand fast, roll pounces. Sometimes I feel like that fails. But maybe that's just me. Like I do one and then the second one will mess up. You hate the new water rooms? They're there for Rivulet. More than anyone else. And then if you bring Bubbleweed, you can just go through them. Which is why we go through them with Saint, because we can bring a Bubbleweed from a previous run. Like that. Does that short roll there? I don't like that. Oh, bringing a yeek in your stomach if you can fit it in there. I appreciate that. They are very sketchy. It's kind of like there's the back way to that one farm race pearl that exists now. That also is just sketchy, but I appreciate its existence. Or do I? Do I appreciate anything? Use an item beside Bubbleweed? I still have Bubbleweed in my stomach. The only other item you can really think of... Don't steal that. Get back here. I accidentally threw this up here. Where did he go? He's escaping. You can't go in there. Never before has a yeek actually moved that far away. He wants to splash. He's a water type. Why don't we move fast enough? It's okay. Don't do it. No. Bad. Mod fits cannon. Ask that question later. So, as in, don't worry about it. I would say it is, because that was always meant to be how their AI. But not now. Okay. That's what I'm saying. You get one bad roll, and that just kills you. You can't just absentmindedly do it. I was kind of absentmindedly doing it, because I didn't think that section would be that bad. But sometimes it just doesn't give you the big jump. Because the yeek doesn't activate, and it's just a normal roll. After playing for a while, yes. Get to practice this again. I like this part. Don't like being in ragdoll state. Hello, hiya, Dreamcat. Dreams rat. Hello. The cutscene thing. It's mostly relevant for when you meet Pebbles as Hunter, and then Survivor and Monk. Pebbles will talk to you less. So we don't want people to fully wipe their saves, because using the button in the options menu, I don't believe gets rid of it. So we're just like, I'm just gonna allow it. We recommend you have it on. Why, game? You have to do that for Monk's story? What? What do you mean? The reset cloak. That makes sense. Why did he do this? Does giving Moon her cloak as like Gourmand update for every other character as well, by the way? I've always wondered about that. I think the Wingapede just happened to be going in the same direction. It does? That's cool. I wasn't sure about that. I like heard about it. But I've never seen it, because I never did it as any other character other than Monk, and they canonically do it anyway. Hello, K-Live. Hello. That name sounds familiar, but hello. Hope you're doing well. And hello, Amber Summer as well. You're doing well. I think Hunter 2. A lot of characters have the cape, actually. So Gourmand is the earliest in the timeline that can have the cape, I believe. Which is why I mentioned them. Pain Cat also has the cape, which is funny to me, because you cannot give it to her. I guess Pain Cat's the earliest one? No, not Pain Cat. I'm getting my timeline mixed up. Probably familiar with the Riv speedrunner? Believe so. You were the person that tried to learn Riv speedrunning in 24 hours, I believe, right? I do remember that. That's very cool. RDP 100 gourmand. That all makes more sense. For some reason I get gourmand in the wrong direction. But also, yes, if you want any help with any speedrunning stuff, please do not hesitate to ask K-Live. Whether it be here or Magic Discord land. Yeah, let's see if we died a roll again. Not necessarily the one Ice-Toberon's posted, but there's the Speedrun Discord and the main Discord. It kills you instantly if it doesn't get the full bounce. See, you're just by the devs, yes, but it still physically exists in the timeline. Radiant Cuttlefish. It has a specific location. I'm gonna reset. It's kind of unwieldy, yeah. We should move a lot of stuff from the tech stuff. I just want to make it easier for people to find information. That's why we have the other Discord. Oh, that's more for the event stuff too. Does Gourmand still get with lily pucks? I'm not sure about that. Do you still get tired when you throw one? Do you find it funny they made Moon State make sense with that, even though it's not canon? Who said it's not canon? I think it's funny. You still get tired? Amazing. Please let me through that small gap. Monk gets full spear damage with them. Cool. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, reset. I forgot I needed to do the tongue thing. I should have live split up, but I really don't care today. Especially with this run. They might throw them in like a normal spear. That is kind of strange that it wouldn't be treated the same. Monk has more variation in the trajectory of the spear, right? Because of their randomized damage. Is it making any gourmand? You'd probably have to test it yourself. Just stab a lizard with it and see if they die instantly. But that makes sense to me that isn't like that. You were tired from them? Vaguely, I'm remembering. Okay. Makes sense to me. So I hope people who watch Scurry, I know a bunch of y'all here is from Scurry. Hope people who watch Scurry like watching them do Rain World, because I know they've mostly been Hollow Knight. With a lot of people that are generally with one game, they have problems moving to other games. actually got you into the game. I've heard that from a lot of people. That's been very good. Because it's always nice to talk to more people. On Twitch about the game. I knew that was not correct. I didn't get enough speed on that one, but I still kind of went for it. HK and Rainworld, yes. I feel like we should get more overlap with Outer Wilds. But people generally don't talk about if they've played Outer Wilds or not before. Spekaku's video is first when you purchase it. That makes sense. I've watched a decent bit of Spekaku as well. I am in their Discord. I have not spoken ever. They seem cool though. They have not made videos in a while, really. However, Spekaku's videos is the only ones to legitimately hurt my eyes. Because they change colors of locations. So like, they're in Sky Islands, right? And they just color shift everything. And it's just not the right color. And it's changing. And I'm like, my eyes are in pain. Watching this video. Oh. Because I know it's not right. And it just doesn't feel good to me. That is my only problems with their videos. Spekaku no Maxor? I have no idea what that is. Cried multiple times with Outer Wilds. I definitely can do very good with that. I really like the end of the DLC. Outer Wilds is criminally underrated. It's in a lot of ways, I feel like it's easier to get into than Rainworld. I was into both before I found out about Scurry was too. More emotionally attached to the Rainworld. Makes sense. People I've met through Rainworld has always been good too. I don't really know how to explain it, but a lot of people can have very negative reactions to Rainworld. And they're generally people you don't want to be around as much, I find. Doesn't mean that is true for all people, but there's people that get very angry very quickly and don't learn from their mistakes and try something differently. Not to say that there isn't design problems with this game, because there is. The game can be very limiting. There's always options. There's such a massive amount of people that play this game, and they only think about progression. That really just doesn't work with that game. This game. Get deered. Yeah, deer's kind of part of it. The gooey ducks being a way around deer doesn't really help that much either. Deer are okay if you understand their hidden laws. But if you don't, it's just not good. Haven't finished the EO DLC? You should play the EO DLC. Even though I think you... I don't know what... If that's Outer Wilds, then yes. Has to sit and stew for a lot of people. There's definitely been a lot of people that have left the game and then come back. Please. Please. Swing is a favorite part of Saint. It definitely is nice. It's not as good as Base slug grapple. Okay. Swinging. Didn't do that right. Overtime is so rewarding. This game works very much like Outer Wilds, except it's a lot more mechanically inclined as well. Although you don't need that. If you have the pounce, you can do everything you need to do in this game. And it's not for everybody, but the physics are fun. It doesn't... Like, the other thing is it doesn't look as interesting to people outside. I feel like. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it does look really interesting. It's like comparative to a lot of other movement, you look at like... Wow, that guy pushed me off the edge and then I didn't grab the pole. You look at... What is the game? I'm forgetting the first word, but the... Bomb Cyberpunk. That recent Jet Set Radio. That game's movement looks fun. And it's intense. I took picture... when I was at GDQ, I was a volunteer for photography. I took pictures of that run. The runner really didn't even do commentary because they were focusing so much on the run. Which is why in a lot of runs, it's definitely good to have your couch to do the commentary for you. Which they did, and it was good. And they had Brian Otto, who always does well. And Shovel Claws. I forget the third person's name, even though I literally talked to them. I think we're in a special to explore, discover. You don't get any tips, and it's a worse problem. I'm just gonna give me going. I think the biggest thing is just understanding what you can eat. Huge thing. Don't know you can eat jellyfish. Don't know you can put those chestnuts into water and then eat them. And don't know you can eat popcorn or centipedes. I never learned any of those things in my first playthrough, and I covered the entire map. I need to go left. Do point some out of those in only specific locations. I know they don't often point at the water chestnuts. And you kind of have to figure it out yourself anyway. You're just like, oh, they're pointing at it as food, but how do I buy food? And then, you can't as Monk, I don't believe, Val. But you can as Survivor. Actually, don't remember. There's something different about Monk. Didn't know jellyfish could zap creatures. I remember throwing it and zapping myself, and then didn't try to zap other people. There's very few locations that it gives you the hint for the popcorn. I'm going up, not left here. So you have to see that and actually be in a situation where you see it. I actually noticed it in my first playthrough, start to show it, and then a vulture showed up, and then I didn't get to see the rest of it. I just saw the spear icon, and then it didn't show it again after the vulture went away. So I didn't learn. Yeah, that pounce is what kills you. First saw the challenge. Yes, there's a lot of... The challenges are great because they teach you mechanics. And Survivor, Monk, and Hunter are the ones that are open. Industrial Complex, Room 1, yes. They changed a lot of hints and even added some. with Downpour with Remix on, and you have you can turn it on for Survivor and Monk, the during sleep screen hints, which I think are good. Because it teaches you base movement a little bit as well, like slides and rolls and backflips. Which is the only 3 things you need for advanced movement, anyway. They're the building blocks of everything else. Challenges are a bit rough for a tutorial thing. Some of them are. But it does show practical applications of them. The Artificer one. Where you have to parry spears out of the air. People just literally didn't know the parry mechanic. Which, truthfully, doesn't really teach you it. Even though I believe there should be a tooltip. It just doesn't really always show up. Lizards Reloaded might be hated. I used to not like it. But once you realize you're a hunter and you can eat the lizard, you realize it just doesn't matter. Did I just jump off the... That didn't look right. That didn't look right at all. It was so my least favorite. I know a lot of people really didn't like it. After I've done every challenge multiple times, I'm okay with them now. And there's not really any I don't like. 70's still the hardest. Parrying my below. You can parry your own spear if you're on drugs. That's how you cheese it. Friend struggled and got scared. Not even with a shroom. You can do it without it? Parry your own spear. Yes, it's just about parrying spears out of the air. It's easier when you're on mushroom, but if you... That's why there's mushrooms in there, I believe. Is you can get a mushroom, although you can also just make it easier to do it on the normal ones, but you can throw one. Is that a blue popcorn? It's getting cold and it's gonna break open soon. That's how that works. Oh, death commentary assassination. I forgot it was there. Landmine. Can I skip this? Yes. One of the big things that they added is just making the deer's legs longer. It actually makes it work well. But they did change the whole thing, especially with spinning the things. Yeah, that was Will, but yes. You parry cherry bombs. Does it count as a parry? It has to be for the spears, though. Yeah, pretty much anything in the air. You could push backwards. That's not a King Vulture spear. You can also use a rock. What? It says spears specifically, doesn't it? Go away. Hate you. At least we're gonna be past 2 of them. Although I think I missed some messages a while back. Try to get through this cycle first. Because this is the annoying one. I don't know how to go through this. Uses rocks? What does that mean? They parry their own rocks? I have not enjoyed the Sorbet Cafe stuff as much, personally, although I haven't looked at a lot of their stuff. Yeah? Literally anything in the challenge. Okay. Launching a white lizard away from me. Parry the walks around them so they can't die. Okay. That's a good idea. I like that idea. I have not heard of that one before. Why is the game like this? Why would it just not boost me as high as I'm supposed to be boosted? Let's go back. Now we're not gonna have the food I want. Get stuck on the Eek interfere? I don't really think so. I think it's just sometimes you don't get the full roll. Which I don't really understand what I should do when. I don't really understand if there's a... I should change what I'm doing. Or just spam jump harder, maybe. The geeks have their own jumps up with the player. I mean, that's what it feels like. That's why I try to spam jump as much as I can, so I'm still close enough to the ground. Might not get their jump back sometimes. Is it really that, though? I think its legs need to be touching the ground. Do you think they have tired mechanics? Actually, don't know. Tired mechanics like squid cicadas? That would make sense to me. And what was that? If you let it grab you and stab it, yeah, it doesn't really... The amount of friendship you need to get in a lot of the friendship ones is really, really low. We can touch this guy in the back. He'll get out of the way. The two spitters I haven't seen yet. I don't like going in this upper part, but we're going to do anyway. Okay. Sick. They're in the one spot I don't want them to be in. Wow, it gets better. Wow. Yeah. Might not grab me because the eek's in the way. Okay. That's the part where they just decide to grab you anyway. They'll never let you go when they're fighting over you, as far as I'm aware. Would pop it. I feel like that wouldn't. Where do we start? I like this way less. It gives me great pain. Yeah, that was good. That's an unfortunate jump. Wish we could hear more of this song in runs. Oh, wow. Barely a frame off. The idea is we just stay in the same screen as him. Until his dialogue starts, then we can just leave. And then it's always the same amount of time, so I try to fix it. So I was just off by a frame there. I feel like the taming a lizard or like getting scav rep by attacking things near its vicinity never really worked. Thinking about what you just said, Wild. I've never noticed it happen other than save creature from vulture, instant friend. Meanwhile, save a scavenger and it'll stab you in the face if you're not at atoll. These are just how it is. It's just how it is. Why can't we be friends? Hello, Cinder Dragon. Hello. Did that. What? How has Helldivers been? Why didn't that work? Last time I played, I couldn't get in, yes. This whole weekend was double XP because they're like, yeah, a bunch of our stuff broke and we raised the cap because there were just too many people. And people still couldn't get in. So there is a workaround, and that is if you have one friend that's in the servers, everyone can just press, without their game on, everyone can just press join game on them, and they'll automatically launch their game and put them into the world, and it's fine. Hello, Haunted Ferret. Haunted Ferret. I thought that was the name for a second. Whoa. I have Twitch integration redeemed still on, and they're not supposed to be. So that does nothing right now. If it doesn't have a description... Why didn't that hit it again? I feel like it should. If it doesn't have a description, it is for Twitch integration and will not do anything during this stream. I guess you have to be below it for it to auto-aim. Don't want to click on it. That's fine. So if it has a description, like drop an anvil on me, it'll do something in the model. I could probably disable all the ones. Okay, I disabled some of them. But now we're playing the video game. I sure do love popcorn RNG. That was a weird one. We're a little slow on that one. Oh my goodness. Didn't grab the invisible wall that time. There were two rocks on top of each other. And I grabbed the one I didn't expect to. Okay. I should just always slide under. Rock? Any rockers? Apparently I had one in my hand, I didn't realize it. Please. Didn't do that right. It needs to be a diagonal on the first one, and then a straight up on the second one, then it lines up perfectly. I don't know what to do in this room. It doesn't feel right. As Saint, at least. Tongue didn't come out. Trying to do the funny stuff. Because you can kind of extend the tongue, go into the wall, jump off the wall, and then you jump off the tongue, and then you can make it up. That was what I was trying to do there. I need speed for that. Hit that little jump. You either need a spear or need to learn how to backflip roll on just the basic level. I just want to use the tongue so much. And there's just points where you just can't. Okay. Didn't get my boost. Jump off. There we go. want to try to go at it from the outside, but it doesn't seem worth it. Or at least it's very difficult. Man. Wish the tongue wasn't so long sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't feel that long at all. I think it depends on where you press jump, and then if you fall a great distance, it'll compensate. Is how it works. Fall great distance before the tongue hits the target, that is. Ooh. Okay, it's yeek time. It's time to not die to yeek. It's not the worm grass that's killing me, it's the yeek. He knows what he did. Please let me through, sir. Thank you. Probably don't use the tongue there. Okay, I should be dead. Dang. Also, yes, Ice Toblerones. The question I asked in the speedrun.com moderator chat recently, I don't know if you would be interested in that. You don't need to be. But that will be a thing that's happening very soon. Why am I going up here? I am, like... the only times I'm ever in here is when I'm playing Hunter, and then I go up there. Shouldn't have boosted. The snow is a little heavy. Than I expected. Stretch moment. Hello, Cafe Citrus. Are you full of citrus today? Give me a second here. Howdy. My man's escaping. Get back here. Ah. Probably shouldn't eat there, but I like to anyway. I think I need to not always go for the roll jump, even though it is higher. Just so I can assure I get a jump at all. Oh, I'll get to the shelter and then I'll change my desk to a standing desk is what I'll do for stretch. Keeping going. Did you hear what I said a second ago? I still runs. Oh no, standing desk? I mean the question I sent in moderator chat recently for speedrun.com. Because that'll be a thing that will happen soon. You don't have to say yes. Like, don't look at it. It's not real. I should have took the food, not the eek, but it'll be fine. There we go. He's too sleepy. He became Kazoo. Still don't understand why they made it sound like this. It's normal sounds now. They sound so sad. What you doing there? Speedrunning right now? Yes. Hello, Mackie the Milk Thief. Where are the other ones? I'm gonna go left. Oh good, they're all in the worst spots. I don't know which way the one on the left is facing. Stop. Let go of me. This guy, though. Okay, he was kind to me. He's still in my way, though. There's a block there. Sees me, goes opposite direction. Okay. Eek a moment. You're afraid of eeks or something? No. Oh, goodness. That was close. I don't know. Deer might have just decided to turn around, or he just saw someone to leave. Are you going so high with the eek? I'm rolling at the same time, generally. Those are the ones where I'm getting a lot more height than usual. So if you look in the bottom left of the screen, you'll see all my binds for all the buttons I'm pressing. There's also the one marked with Y. And so that's me inputting a button that is slightly down instead of fully down when I'm pressing W on the keyboard. And that one basically makes me be able to do a different roll. That also helps with Eek stuff, which is nice. Why is it the cheat button? So I'm using that to roll easier at times. Sleep Eek. Where do I get food now? I guess we passed 2 things. Yeah, I need to eat those 2 food. I'm gonna get the Echo first, though. I don't need you anymore. One, two, three, 4. I have the PC Master Race. I'm playing on PC, if that's what you mean. There's a lot of parts that are a lot more annoying on the other consoles. Mostly just it doesn't work that well. And you have mods. Banned to be stuck in the game. Okay. I don't know why I'm so worried about this drop. But I was not doing that correctly. We eat these 2 things. I could just carry them, but I want items in my hand. Load the escape. Goes around. This one's going very well. I think we've died once, but I don't remember. If I have a karma flower, I haven't died yet. We can afford dying once. Yeah? Okay. Why you gotta be here, man? I'll do it. Oh my goodness. There's so many spiders. Why are they all here? Okay. Undergrowth first. Wait a minute. I should escape out the top of this room, shouldn't I? When I save here? I've never thought about that. Because you can do that. It's slower. Is it? Because you end up at the bottom of this room, right? I guess you're not... I guess that makes sense. Palette randomizer. I saw a bit of that, and it seemed kind of cool. Not using that in a speedrun. I saw the room randomizer, where it randomizes every room in the game. Because Nano streamed today, and that was very cool of them. And that looked fun. You don't have creature randomizer? I think creature randomizer is dumb. And I was so unhappy with it. That's why I commissioned the Twitch integration mod. It removes industrial. Does it? I think I read into that and it just like fixes industrial district, which is a mod. Yeah, I don't like creature randomizer. It's not that good. Which just by region kind of unplayable. This is everything. You should probably still play Rivulet anyway, because it kind of messes stuff up. Just removes industrial. I got stuck in that thing again. From existence. The game's probably annoying to play then. Ended up being annoying a lot of time. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why Twitch integration exists. And that's why it's better. Imagine speedrunning basically anything without industrial. Industrial's like the most important region. That isn't chimney. The three most important regions in the game is outskirts, industrial, and chimney. Leviathans in a yellow lizard den. Leviathans in a leech spawn. Is outskirts important? Those three are just very hub. So if you do a score run as Hunter, which is mostly why I'm saying this, it's those three regions that you sit in because they're the highest amount of points that you can get in a short amount of time. And it's very standard areas that you can fight in well. And you can get anywhere you need to from those areas. Do wonder why that would be annoying. When do we use the mod that simply turns off your computer when you die in speedruns? Imagine a mod that moves farm arrays. I forget. There's a mod that names it to, like, Virginia or something. Virginia. Important fix. I will kill you with this rock by hitting your bomb. If I catch up to you. Alright. He stucketh. Probably should have got the second one. Why is this happening? Oh wait. I probably could have ran for it initially. But I'm pretty sure it'll spawn multiple leeches from one thing, which is why I recently watched Nano Ferret. There's a bunch of orange lizards from a leech spawner. It'll all spawn the same creature, is how it works. People know of the subterranean gate. Feels like a lot of people know that. A lot slower than I should be right now. That kelp kind of slowed me down. Tiny spiders, yes, also like that. So shaded and shoreline are not good. Makes your PC go blue screen when you die. You want to make that for Rain World? There is already a mod that turns off your computer in Rain World when you die. That does exist. If that's what you're thinking. I was not joking. Do you use it in speedruns? Should we use it in speedruns? Let's make it so it's required. Especially the runs where you purposely die to go faster. Dying deletes a random save file, just like Inscription. People start as monk. The extended monk breath doesn't exist, I believe. Isn't on naturally. That's not good. There's two of them. I'm so cold. Oh, thank goodness. If it popped right when I was in the water for a second there, I think it would have killed me. Enemy running for Rainbow, way back when Rainbow was really cursed, Clipper initiated to all those spiders with deal. Like, I remember seeing that too. I remember seeing red lizards for someone. I had less breath by default? Yes, and I think it's a bug. Because when the lungs multiplier is raised, it doesn't give you more air, it uses up your air faster. Is how it works. I'm failing this jump to eat that fly. Hello, Jose. Go drain system first, then Ceramian. Yeah. The worst thing and the story that I've heard the most where people have quit playing the game is people who have gone drainage to subterranean. They made it better because they changed swimming and it's easier. How am I not dead? Literally how. Usually tell people to start their game, they can figure it out. I didn't go to it initially, but I was able to get out of subterranean personally. Those slugs aren't fairly. I mean, Monk is still definitely easy mode. At least it was always intended to be. Now it is 100% Monk is easier mode. Monk has the same invulnerability as Gourmand in that if they're bitten by a lizard that's not a red lizard that instantly kills you, you cannot instantly die, so you can purposely get bitten and then press throw. On top of the stealth bonuses you have, very good for speedrunning. Especially if you're doing it for the first time. Monk, Pebbles, and Pilgrimage are probably the best beginner speedruns. Unless you really want to do a specific character, in which case just do the specific character. But they're the best because you can just do the run and a lot of things just are okay. Really have an end game. I mean, you could say it ends, but it always depends on... People are so interested in the game ends. Out of a terrible challenge run. But what? Because you start as Hunter. Fortunate development gravity, but everywhere. Also why Twitch integration exists. Also, I think that is a mod. Just 0G. Not turning on and off, but 0G. Why? Why wouldn't you grab that? Why is your tongue shorter going straight up than it is going diagonally? I don't want to slingshot into that. There it is. Turns the entire world upside down. There is, though. And it's great. Monk doesn't get slug pups. Survivor took the slug pups in the divorce. You know it's true. Go away. Bad. Turns everything upside down. There is one that turns everything upside down. Children comes to success. The only thing that doesn't really make sense with Downpour is you completing Gourmand and Hunter getting slug pups. I'm gonna turn down the game after this game's a little loud. And still discover new things. And that definitely is the big thing. What was the mod called? Like it was paired with the VVVVV mod. I don't remember. But that is something that existed, and someone tried to finish it, and there was a specific room that messed them up, and I don't remember what it was. They couldn't really get out of Outskirts. It's Publer time. CTV it out. I'm not doing that. But I believe that was a lot of it. For inverted, yes. Yes, yes, yes. The jump lists. You can finish the game in very few jumps, which is cool. I wonder if they could figure out even less. Because you can do Outskirts in like one jump, getting to drainage. I think it was Hepamaz who did that. I don't remember. Taz went with no jumps. Taz can do whatever it wants. This was people actually doing it. Taz can just decide to fly without jumping, so... Hello, Sneak Dog. Welcome. I have VR now, if I didn't already say that. Had a Mario Ball things. VR chat scares me. Blizzard. For Twitch integrate. Twitch integration's not on right now. But yeah, they're still there. I can disable some right now. If it has a description, it's for the 3D model here. If it does not, it's for Twitch integration that's not on and will do nothing. But I'll be using Twitch integration again probably during this week because we've been doing Spearmaster all transmissions. Twitch integrated. Is there really another blue lizard? Why? I thought it was just one. I should be dead from that. But he failed. Like how you can hear the broken... I think you should be able to go up through the top of this room, but I think it's blocked. I remember this room a lot. Trying to kill things here. Lystobron's Nano. Nebo. Spoodler. Co-op streams? Yes. I remember being in that room trying to kill a bunch of stuff. Those were fun. I liked those a lot. The Nemesis was around. Nemesis never really was a problem. If it could be a collection of a few creatures, it might be, but at the same time, if it was like Red Lizard, it just couldn't get to us at times if it was. The Make It Rain is actually a stock one that came with the program. I like it too. If I change programs, there probably isn't going to be a Make It Rain anymore, which is unfortunate. The box, the Make It Rain, and the alert one are the main. And the anvil. Making okay time. 40 minutes on ready to go to the end, except we need to kill people now. Execution. Time to put them out of their misery. For being robots. Despicable. Goes along with the box, yeah. A lot of things have the box, to be honest. The previous program I had also had the box, but it didn't have the alert. What's he doing there? I really like these rooms, personally. A lot of fun. Just the idea of a tunnel through a bunch of broken metal falling building. Why, game? Forgot I had the ability, to be honest. Don't do it. You would. Signed your own death warrant. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Please. Why didn't it go in before? Oh, robot destroyed. Okay. Target eliminated. Target laminated. Quitting out, keep him dead? Yes. It's a major flag. So he stays dead. Same with Moon. Which we'll be seeing in a bit. I'm gonna bring the table down. If we couldn't quit out, this run would be a bit more annoying. Not even worth the save. Missed the rock. Get out of my way. What am I gonna eat for food? I should have ate those berries. Love the implication of that. It is nice. Isn't strictly intended. A lot of stuff with cycles don't really make sense, to be honest. If Artie really wanted her slug pumps back, why didn't she just die? I have no food. It's the wrong way. I'm supposed to kill the jellyfish. Forgotten. Starve harder. We can't starve here. Blows up pancakes with mind. Disable gravity, yes. The things aren't on right now, cat design. I'm a little person, not a robot. Hello. Can't starve here because we need to kill Moon and then quit out. Pretend the avatar flew away. You gotta hit me with anvil and then bread. And that'll make the thing fly away. I have forgotten I'm in the wrong room. Can I at least, but you can do whatever you want. Double consummation. While they're concentrating, they will not notice. It's time. I think we can make it if nothing goes wrong under an hour. Literally nothing can go wrong. I would say usually it's 15 minutes from this point, if you do everything right, but I always do something weird. Nothing goes wrong in Rubicon. You're right. Scavenger moment. Hello, Samish Sam. Hello. They're just glued. It's so funny. I love it. I don't really need to eat that. The IRL Rubicon, the river. Hoping they would stack? What do you mean by stack? Like 60 slick buffs on once. If you have enough people do them at the same time. No. Renamed to reflect that fact. Okay. Someone has to help ice Toblerones. They do land on top of each other, by the way. Oh my goodness. A speedrunning hazard. That's a dev commentary. That'll legitimately lose me time. What if I keep and eat this food? Oh, look at DeMayo. Spawn slug pup. This is not Twitch integration. The item on my hand disappeared. Water time. Activate, by the way, because I was doing it during my Spearmaster run. Am I doing? Well, this run's going well. I don't think we'll make it sub-hour. Oh, we'll be very close. Wow. 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 I'm gonna try to grab the pole. Let's just hold straight right here. Okay. I think it's only on respawn that you can have control of your character. And be able to grab the pole there. Or was what? What are you talking about? Also, if you haven't seen the end of Saint, don't watch this. Wait for yourself. There's pink things running around. Demons. It was not pups. Demon. It's a demon, Val. Do not disturb the demon. Demon. Perfect. Please do not be here. Why is that guy here? I've slups in them. Rubicon does have a 100% chance for slug pup spawn. Not a joke, by the way. The perfect life form. Although it's cool and good. They won't actually spawn for Saint, but... Please, Red. Please do not kill me, Red. Whoa! Okay, we live here now. Oh, wait. What? It doesn't even flash because it's already gold. We were doing so good. Why did he go back to the left? Oh, he elbows him. That is the annoying part. It will not flash because it's literally already gold. So it can't also flash gold. to have the pups. I think the friend... There's like the friend and there's this other one where it's like Gourmand in Snowland. Which I think is cool. That might have them modded to look at. It's always that room. Those collections of rooms that have a really annoying guy. No. They can complete Rubicon. I can't imagine Artificer would not be able to. There's definitely points where only Saint can. Killable for other slug cats. You can use a nuclear bomb as any character to kill them. Which you can get from elite scavs or Gourmand to make them, or Pain Cat in general. However, I think without vanilla exploits on, you just physically cannot enter the pipe anyway. Imprisoned for crimes. In depths? Yeah, I'm not sure. No scavengers in Rubicon. Scavengers clearly never move on. That's cool. It's extremely rare spawn for the mass scavengers. It's usually 2 of them. I couldn't go back in because he locked it. See what I mean? I don't like these rooms. They just do this, where he's just immediately there, and you can't tell he's there. Because they'll know they'll respawn. That's kind of funny. I don't think that's the case, though. Because if you kill a scavenger in your world, it is gone forever. Nice miss. Do they though? Or is that just a game mechanic? Please. They won't grab him, none of these dead. Hello, Wendy's 1969. 2069. Hello. Thank you for follow. Dang. That's fun. Job describe game theaters. What would argue that it's something? Scab boon. Definitely a favorite. Golden oranges and melt together. Tasty. Immersion in the void fluid of acid juice. Thank you. Thank you, Norgred. I wish I could consume the void fluid. Oh, hello, 13 electrode. That puts us back up to correct amount of spheres, charges. Should I run? If I get into the marathon that I just submitted to, should I run it with dev commentary on? That'd be kind of funny. And just run into that. I do like the colors in the background moving. Bogus. Don't do it. I know you're thinking about it. Don't do it for a third time. You wouldn't dare. I have no charge. They literally didn't exist. Where did they go? Permanent mushroom effects, you gotta speedrun the game? No. That sounds boring. You know, I'm actually going to submit to speedrun.com, despite the fact I've literally submitted only Rivulet Story, so it's time to do that. How? What? No. Bad. And that this run is bad. Because I died twice. Hunter speedrun starting at cycle 0 multiple times. It's also a community challenge. Not a speedrun per se, but just actually completing it and with both objectives. And ascending. Turtle Toad was the first person to do that. And then it became a community challenge. Do mushroom and depth effect stack? I would assume they would. That is so unfortunate. I've yet to have one show up in that room, actually. I did grab the pole. Goes up to cycle 5. If you were at cycle 0, it would. I don't know if they allow adding cycle. You wouldn't see him on the first cycle, though. Challenges removes puzzle modes. Yes. You go back one cycle? Lie to me and say yes. No. If you die at all in the death section, you will always die. Just like in real life. I don't know where that guy went. Okay, he's not over here. Creature. Why did I turn around? This is my problem with these arena things. Does things like that cannot go back? Let's finish this. So I'm gonna do it again. Let me just check something. I want to try to grab the pole without using ability. Okay. Only one time have I hit that without using the ability. Grab the pole without hitting the X mark. But yeah, the hunter start at cycle 0 seems fun. Topo Potato doing it without using popcorn seems very hard. Going around town, seeing the spiders. Don't be in here, okay, thank goodness. Skyland area, don't kill me again. You should be able to do it in 5, reasonably. Depending on what you're doing. Depending on what you're planning. Because you can go straight, well, if you're trying to maximize the cycles, you'd go straight to Chimney, save between Chimney, Sky Islands, then get Sky Islands, Chimney, and then save at Pebbles, And get pebbles in the echo up there. Or you get the echo in shaded, because you'll shave in shaded more likely than not. And then if you can do it, try to go moon and then save near subterranean, although you probably won't make it. And then you can probably make it wherever you save at that point, all the way to the end. Otherwise, you take one more save. You can get the echo in shaded. Crossbow default grommet, yes. That would be my suggestion for least amount of cycles, at least. It wouldn't be, like, the optimal speedrun, but... Running around popcorn, there's popcorn everywhere. There's popcorn going into the wall, there's popcorn at pebbles, there's popcorn going into shaded. Going into industrial, there's popcorn going into shoreline, there's popcorn right when you enter subterranean. Why? You mostly eat popcorn in the speedrun anyway. It's because there's so many. Where did he even go? What pipe can he go into to get out of this room? Unless he died to this guy or something. Or cannibalizing. Time to die. Oh my goodness. I love Miro's Vulture. Please hit scan grenade launcher. The grenade really isn't a problem. It's just a problem if you're in a small area and can't move too much. The best part about it is you hit them and they're no longer biting. So you can go close to them once you hit them. The problem is you can't be in an enclosed area directly next to them because they'll just blow it up. The grenade will only hit a wall, it can't hit you. It works like the Challenge 70. It might be able to hit you, but I'm pretty sure it works like the Challenge 70 laser. That's a flash, okay. I fixed the eats value. It felt like it, but I've been told that it has not been changed. That being its priority and how active and how aggro it is, basically, towards you, the player, and just anything. Its persistence is also really high, so it just doesn't leave a room. So yeah, you'll see a light, and it's wherever is lighting up on the, like, the background and the foreground is where the bomb's going to be. I don't think it can be literally on you. So don't worry about it hitting you. Oh my goodness. So the thing about this guy is, now that they've seen me, he's not gonna leave the room for quite a while. Okay, or he leaves pretty quickly. That was the problem with the Miro's Vultures. They just wouldn't leave. If they knew you were there. Hello, just Chimera. We're not doing Twitch integration. I really just don't understand why they added this room, to be honest. Yes, hello. I can hear you. Where are you? Was a murder mystery? Hmm. Fun. For that, the X singles recharge you. I didn't figure out at all, to be honest. I had to be told when I was doing the Rubicon point challenge. I forget if I was told, actually. They also fill your karma up to full. There's so many symbols. I don't know what these ones say, actually. This stream. Did you know about this? I don't... It might be better to not use the ability here, but... Apparently I'm a terrible person. You know you did. Alright. Oh! How Moon would be okay would be fixing up? I don't know. But also, it kinda doesn't matter. I think you got the cool dialogue. Some people did the opposite. The Pebbles only dialogue, I think, is the most actually important of the three combinations. I did neither, because I didn't even think about it. But I was also doing testing things, so I wasn't thinking too hard about that. Least favorite Rain World music. Ooh. Okay. We did it. It's done now. We're gonna win enough Saint story. Cycles, Echoes, and Saint. Pebbles explains it best in his only Pebbles dialogue. All right. We have someone doing modded Rain World, and we have someone doing Rain World Arena challenges. Which person should we raid? I didn't want to go too crazy today, but I'm glad we got to practice through a whole run. I will stream Tuesday, where I will likely do Spearmaster Twitch integration again until we get all the things, and then we'll do 3D modeling. What do we think? Modded or challenge arenas? One of the people is someone I haven't rated before. Like all this, thank you for streaming. Thank you for watching and staying from the raid as well. But I like challenges. I've done neither. Thank you for streaming. I don't know. Could do the one person. You guys are saying challenges, but the other person I haven't seen stream before. They were in chat earlier as well. Get 'em, slups. Alright, I'll stream Tuesday though. I'm gonna think about doing Twitch generation video tomorrow. I don't know. Yes, it's K-Live. So K-Live's someone who looked at my guide for Rivulet Story speedrun. And then try to learn the run in 24 hours. They should submit to speedrun.com though. That was back on the old route though. Alright, I'm gonna press raid now. Right now. Thank you all for watching. And thank you everyone from the raid and for the raids. Didn't you even know you made a guide? I did make a guide. This was fairly early on. And then I only made one for Rivulet. Yes. Goodbye.